Hello, my loves. It says we are live. Listen, I gotta double check, okay? I have to double check. Awesome, we are live. Hello, my loves. Welcome to the Carter Love Talk Show. In this episode, we are talking about more than what you see. We are more than what we see, right? You more than meets the eye, all the things. Okay, anyways. It's your host, Deshae Carter. Today we have Pico here with us. But before we dive into all of that, you know what I'm saying, introductions and whatnot, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you can be notified every time we post a video here on the Carter Love Network. So y'all know how we like to do it here on the Carter Love Talk Show. I love to dive into how I met the guests. Especially because the shocking thing is most of the guests that have been on this show, I have never met in real life. But Pico is someone I have met in real life. We lightweight neighbors or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I was just telling her we've had multiple introductions. First we met when I was working at this church. Another time we met when I moved into the complex, So the meeting that I would like to share is our most recent meeting. We met as model and photographer. We collabed on a project, and we were able to create magic. I'm actually about to rebrand with the pictures that I took with Pico. So you guys are going to be seeing those shortly. So that was our little introduction. It was fun. It didn't feel like work. It didn't feel both of our creativity was vibing together. It was easy to follow direction from her. It was also easy for me to be like, hey, I want to do this. Is that okay? So it was cool. It was cool. I was excited. You know what I'm saying? The first of many. Let me tuck my hat. The first of many.
What we doing tomorrow? No.
Hey.
Pep,
We're gonna talk about that off camera. All right, so I want to dive right into the interview because it's a good one, right? We're talking about how. Let me pull this up real quick because I think I want to say that I typed it wrong. Oops. No, it's right. More than what you see. More than what you see. I don't know why in my mind I was saying more than what you see, but more than what you see, faith, identity, and expression. I feel like that's such a powerful title, which is so fitting for this interview. And so for people who don't understand, right, can you explain how PCOS has influenced both your appearance and how people perceive you?
Well, first and foremost, part of PCOS for me is like irregular periods or like, a lot of pain, a lot of emotion, a lot of like mental things going on and like chemical imbalance. But also 2020, I discovered I could grow out a little beard. So a lot of people think that I'm like on testosterone or something. Girls, you taking tea, and some of the trends people that I know is you taking tea. What tea you taking? What brand?
Yeah.
Baby, this is my grandma's jeans and PCOS. This is what that
Okay. Not the grandma's jeans.
Funny
Don't do
fact,
grandma like that. I'm just kidding.
funny fact, y'all. You be careful who you make fun of. I used to make fun of my granny. I'd be like, Grandma, when you gonna shave your little peach fuzz? Now I got a little peach fuzz. So before she left this earth, she said, ha, you got your peach fuzz, huh?
Your peach fuzz finally came in, honey.
But yeah, no, it's a lot of factors that go into it, and everybody's affected differently, right? For me, it's more so emotions and like the things that happen before my cycle, as well as this facial hair, Chewbacca, you know what I mean? But I always try to like remind people, like, for me, I'm a straight up person, black and white. I'm a female. I am a woman. You know what I mean? And so when people ask me, like, so what do you identify as? I'm like, thank you for respecting me, but I'm a woman. And they're like, well, you don't identify as trans? No, not at all.
Yeah.
I love my trans brothers and sisters. That's not my tea. It's not at all. I enjoy being a woman. I love the essence of a woman. And, not just myself, but I love women's. We love women's. And I don't think I'm going to change. I can't change that. Okay, so here I
Yes.
am in the flesh. So
Yes. I understand that for sure. So appearance is a statement. I think appearance is a statement for all of us, right? So
yeah.
what message do you intentionally send, and what message do you feel like you would like for people to just understand, like right off the bat?
I think it's a message of respecting people and their differences, right?
Hmm.
I worked at an elementary school and I contemplated about like shaving my face and like I don't want to confuse kids or whatever. But in all actuality, everybody need to learn to mind their business, just straight up. Like
Yeah,
if you're curious, ask a question, but be respectful. Like
yeah,
I'd say, you know what? I want to teach people differences because when I came up in elementary school and when I grew up, there was a lot of bullying for people the way people looked. Oh,
yeah.
dark. Oh, somebody too ashy. Oh, somebody
Hmm.
hair ain't right. Oh, you bald headed. Like
Yep.
business. Everybody should be accepted until they show their character flaws, and then
Hmm.
you can judge them. I judge. I ain't gonna lie. I'm, I ain't supposed to, but I do. But I'll be like, Lord, forgive me. It's not my battle. Okay? He's working on me. But but all in all, like even myself, I have to catch myself before I say something about somebody or if I judge somebody. I'm like, you know what? I don't know what they went through that day. I don't know what they're dealing with. I don't
Yeah,
know what made them come outside the house like that. They look a mess, but I don't know what the story is behind. So I try to
yeah.
express and mind my business and be like, hopefully that track can slide back in place. We're gonna pray about
Stop
it.
it.
I'm gonna mind my business, okay? Because I want to keep my edges. See, when you don't mind your business, you lose your edges. But no, honestly, but
You heard it here on the Carter Love Talk Show. No, just kidding. When you don't
today,
mind your business, you lose your edges.
today's
Stay tuned.
episode is sponsored by. Where's that oil? Hold on, let me get your oil. The soda crown of soul. That'll help grow your edges if you can't mind your
It
business.
help grow your edges when you don't
Um,
mind your business.
but yeah, so I had a kid ask me, what are you? Whoop, 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 whoop. I said, oh, I'm a woman. Well, why you have a beard? I said, well, that's like me asking why you got freckles. Why is your hair brown and not black? Why you don't look like me? And it looked at me like, what? And I was like, exactly. You can't be judgmental. You gotta make sure you treat everybody the way you want to be treated. You
Hmm.
treat it nice, you treat people nice, regardless of what they look like. You know what I mean? I don't care if they got a third nose on the top of their head. Still treat them with love, treat them with kindness, and then that goes into faith as well. Like you know, when Jesus walked around, he hung around with a whole bunch of different kinds of people. They
Hmm.
weren't all upright, righteous people. He actually roasted them people and ran them for filth. Like he had no judgment. He knew the
Yeah,
people's circumstances, and he brought himself into his human form, so God could experience the human experience. And so he had a lot of compassion, and so that's why I want to teach compassion. I mean,
yeah,
a lot of kids may not be believers, but they're gonna learn to love on each other. They're gonna learn to
yeah,
like help each other. I had a saying that homies help homies, and
yeah.
that's what kids went by. They never judged me. And when other kids came in, new kids came in, they were like, "Well, what are they? She's a woman. She's a girl. Don't talk about her." Them kids was ready to no give you buck behind Miss Pico, okay? So it was just one of those things. Like it was a great lesson, and the kids respected me. And like even to this day, I work at a high school. I really don't have to really do much to like for my statement, but I know that like even though it's not an appearance wise, it's my aura. I'm kind of like
Mhm.
an authoritative figure. They're not
Yeah,
used to. It, you know what I mean? So just me being different and not changing who I am for anybody, it helps. It actually makes me stand out a little bit more. You
yeah,
know what
for
I mean?
sure. Hmm.
I was like, I am who I am, and like these kids, they like I have to step up and be like, hey, this is not okay. Let's do something different.
Yeah,
Versus, I'm sitting back, just being,
yeah, yeah,
and the same thing with adults. My coworkers, the people I work around, they know I don't play. I'm
yeah.
sweet as pie, but they know I do not play. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's pretty much it, y'all. That's pretty much it.
yeah. I understand that. So, how do you? Can you elaborate more on how you show up in the world, um, and what does that mean to you personally? Like your self expression. how do you self-express? Because of course we know, like you said, the facial hair, it kind of came up on its own. You know what I'm saying? So you had to embrace that and make it what it is. But how do you show up? How do you showcase your identity and your expression?
More so just being a light, like not being afraid to just bring smiles to people's faces,
Hmm.
to engage, and like there's there was a moment in time where I was kind of closed off, kind of mean, kind of like f the world because everybody
Yeah.
owes me something. And then I had came to the conclusion that it takes a lot more work to be mean
Yeah.
versus being a light in the world. Now, I can be mean now. They used to call me hell on wheels. But now it's like, you know what? I try to take a different route with my approach to things. I ain't perfect.
Hmm.
Listen, they used to be a five starter, but I'm delivered, or at least I
With
try to be.
with the okay.
So I try to try to show up or represent myself in the best way possible, especially trying to be a light in a dark world. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I try to make people laugh. I try to just be positive and try not to be pessimistic. You know what I mean? Sometimes I
Yeah.
can be, but for the most part, I'm like, let's look at the bright side of things. It could be
Hmm.
worse. What can we do better? What can we do next? It's not
Yeah.
always about losses. It's always about lessons. You feel me?
Yeah. I understand that for sure. I feel like it's a powerful thing because like you said, it does take more. It takes more energy to hold on to all of that negativity and to remember. You have to really sit there and intentionally remember why you upset or why you mad or why you mean to that person.
Right. You gotta hold on to all these feelings when you could just let it go.
Yeah,
Just,
I mean, you can't receive anything if you're holding on to something.
there's a word. How you gonna catch some blessings, huh?
You
You
can't
over
receive
here all your
anything if
things
you're
in
holding
your
on to
hand and holding on to resentment and anger and depression and all these things and what happened to me 20 years ago and
it.
God's like, I want you to let all that go and put all them burdens down so I could place these new things. And it's not just
Yeah.
physical or, tangible blessings. There's healing, there's deliverance, there's joy, there's all these things and fruits of the spirit that really
Yep.
can feed you. But some people just won't allow. And
Yeah.
I've been in a spot where it's like, I just want to hold on to this anger. I ain't ready to let it go.
Right.
I'm gonna sit here for a second. I had to come to
Yeah.
conclusion with an incident that happened at my old church that I wasn't just angry because I learned this was in this thing called Celebrate Recovery. No, I wasn't on drugs, but it was about any hurts, hangups, or habits.
Yeah.
Like my thing was hangups. My thing was hurt. My thing was like, okay, someone did something to me. I'm finna get revenge.
Hmm.
What am I getting out of that? How am I really winning if I'm not allowing God to do the work? So I was angry for a minute about what happened at the church. And God told me, was like, so you just gonna sit here and let people take your voice away? I didn't give you that voice for no reason.
Hmm.
So I said, okay. Now slowly start coming back to church. When I tell you I was the loudest person in that building
Hmm.
from Sunday to Sunday, but my voice and my light dimmed because of what had happened. I didn't go
Yeah.
for a minute. I didn't engage in nothing. Like I felt defeated, and I was like, God, why would you put me through this? Because somebody needed to see this. I needed
Hmm.
to use you so you can be the message
Yeah.
to the people. Because what if it
Yeah.
was a non-believer? Somebody would have got turned away because of who they are, and then all of a sudden, oh, they don't believe in God no more. They don't have faith anymore. They're
Yeah.
broken. So I had to come to grips that the thing that I learned in CR was like, instead of looking at anger first, let's find out what's the first emotion that you're actually feeling.
Yeah. Because you're masking it with anger.
Yeah, I'm angry. Hell yeah. But then when the anger settles and you actually process and analyze what you're dealing with, oh damn, I'm dealing with heartbreak.
Yeah.
My heart is broken. Sheesh, I had that revelation with one of my good friends. And I sat there and I cried. I didn't expect to cry. I thought
Yeah.
like I let it go or woo 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 woo. But I was in shambles. I was like,
Yeah.
it's heartbreak, you know. And so I had to sit there and sit with that. And I'm like, okay, now I have to have God work on this and heal this and like fix it because
Hmm.
I can't sit in this no more. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
that's one of the things that like it's layers. It's an onion.
Exactly. There's always there's layers to healing. Nothing is linear at all. For sure. And honestly, in those moments, I think that we feel like we're in control, and so we feel good because we feel like we're in control, but in reality we're giving our power to other individuals because, like you said, you weren't utilizing your voice. Your light was dim, but you felt like, I'm not going around them people. You know what I mean? They don't respect me. I'm cool off them people. So you feel like, oh, I got the power. You know what I mean? Like you are hurt and sad, but you also feel like, okay, like I'm
You know,
showing
I'm just
them.
putting everything back. It's okay. Dim
Yeah.
so you actually dim in your light. And when God was like, I didn't give you that voice, somebody may get delivered or feel the spirit just sitting behind you or sitting
Yep.
on the side of you. And I remember Sundays when I started singing again and when I started worshiping again, I would get tapped on my shoulder like, wow, was that you singing? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, like, are you talking about me? Yeah,
Yeah.
you blessed me. You blessed me, sis. You blessed me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm hearing it from
Yeah.
people with face full of tattoos, from the old lady
Yeah.
in the school, all types of people from different types of life, different walks of life. You know what I mean? So if my voice can do that, and I don't think I'm the best singer, but I know I'm authentic when I do sing.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? My worship is for real, like because I've been through things, and you know, I just want to make sure I show my gratitude that I'm
Yeah.
exalting, that my
Your
testimony,
energy press forward. So
yeah,
it pairs with your voice, and it touches people.
right. So when somebody asks me, like, man, what you been through singing like that? You know what I mean? Or listen, you
How much time you got? No, I'm just kidding.
grab some popcorn.
Look, and here's some tissues.
Brace yourself. Grab on your seatbelt. You know, it's
Oh,
really the
that's
like
so funny. Our bishop used to say, "Buckle up, get ready for a ride." No, but that's powerful. Someone said that to me once too. Reality is what she told me is that's the gift that God gave you. And what those people did to you, that's blood on their hands. But you not using your gift is blood on your hands.
yeah,
So, what
that's
you gonna do? You know what I mean?
that's the wake up call. God was pushing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one time I was in. It's a reminder of why I do the things I do. But I still harbor a little anger because there was a lot. There's a lot. People be saying. My pastor said, "Church hurt ain't real, baby. It is."
Oh, it's the realist.
That's another podcast and
It's
episode for
traumatic.
you. Listen, all my life I've been in churches and I've served. And
Hmm.
I served for God for one moment. And at some point it became for the pastor. It became for the head of tech or this, that, and the third. Oh, they're gonna love this, it's gonna be great.
Yep.
When I got to the church that I'm at now, I served with purpose. But at one moment I forgot. And so I'm holding the camera and I feel the Lord, the presence just overwhelming. And I'm like, no, no, no. You got to keep your camera up. You got to keep your camera. Don't put that camera down. You got to keep serving. God said, and who exactly are you serving? I said, oh, I put that camera down. It was on my face. Face. So I try to be obedient as much as I can
Yeah.
to the spirit. You know what I mean? And try to listen to what God's telling me, especially in these moments where He's using me. And
Yeah.
sometimes I don't know why, but He's
Yeah.
using me.
Hmm.
Even like it's difficult to go through certain things like that, but it's like he's doing this for a reason.
Yeah.
So when I talk to somebody or I end up on a podcast or something, I got a little okay.
Okay.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Excuse my
Yeah.
sniffles, y'all. I got the allergies.
Mm, that's what they all say. No, just kidding.
Gotta go.
So, how has your journey been with balancing faith but also being a part of the community?
Bittersweet because it was crazy. I've been in 4 churches my entire life.
Hmm.
I was at some church in the city from like early childhood. Then I was at this church called St. John. And there was some, it was mixed. Some people like was like, okay, I think she gay, like kind of looking at her like she switched before our very eyes. Some of them were with it. Some of them were like, mm. I get to friendship. Friendship was a affirming church. Whole bunch of gays there, okay? Whole bunch. And I'm like, I'm home, honey, I'm home. I get to the hill and I still currently go there. There's no shade to them. I love the folks there. Their doctrine could be a little more clarifying. Do you affirm or do you not? Is this the church for us or not? Because there are a whole bunch of us here. But that's another day for another story. But it just got to a point where it was like everybody loved you. Everybody was just like, okay, I feel like they accept me. Until I got on stage and saying we got pulled off the following week to be told you're a stumbling block because you believe that you were supposed to be gay.
Yeah.
I said stumbling block, but you just told me that my worship blesses people and blesses you, and now I'm a stumbling block.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, interesting. So instead of being mad with the whole church, I said, you know what? I'm gonna get that lady up to God, and I'm gonna pray.
Yeah.
I went through some angry months. I went through a lot of anger, but I said, you know what? I'm not changing who I am. I have character flaws that I know I need to work on, but I know my sexuality and who I decide to love is not part of anybody's business, and I know I ain't going to hell for that. I believe
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to hell to that because God never told me that, and I've prayed about it. And I've prayed about it. Like, what do you call me to be?
Mm-hmm.
I called you to be a disciple. I called you to talk about my word. I called you to bring people into me. I'm not responsible for nobody's salvation, but I'm
Yeah.
responsible for spreading the gospel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people get it mixed up when they tell me, and I've heard these conversations for years. So they think they're telling me something new, but I'm like, I've heard this all my life from different people.
Yeah.
You know, you know, your salvation is at risk. Being same sex, the homosexuals and stuff. Have you read Exodus? Have you read Genesis? Did you read about
Mm-hmm.
Sodom and Gomorrah? What they don't understand the historical context between Sodom and Gomorrah was the same thing we go through now. Men in power taking advantage of those that they see as inferior, women, children, and men who are under stature under them. So the problem with Sodom and Gomorrah, there was a whole bunch of immorality going on. There wasn't no same gender loving couples. There was no same sex marriages. There were no same sex this, that, and the third. This was men being fucking barbarians and terrorizing a whole town of people. And
Mm-hmm.
everybody's corrupt and perverse. So he was like, you know what, we gotta destroy this land. And then King James said, fresh homosexuality. Put it in there. Even in the 1800s. So a whole bunch of razzle dazzle happened and a whole bunch of translation and changes and things and changed. So now people are holding on to doctrine. Sex for the alphabet community going to hell. I don't believe in that. I did historical context tells me otherwise. And the original
Yeah.
Bible tells me otherwise too. They said
Do you
pedestry.
feel like you're targeted because of the facial hair? Because, a person can be a part of the LGBTQ plus community, but it's not as apparent, right? But you identify, well, you are a woman, but to others, you identify as a woman who has facial hair, and there are a lot of people who are transitioning, right? Do you feel like you're targeted at different faith-based places simply because of that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So to say, how you doing, young man? Oh, I'm a lady. And look at I am so sorry. Like they look confused. And then there's some people that will look at me like what the hell is that? Like they
Yeah,
look at that. I walked in with boo boo on my face or something. And then
yeah.
there's some people embraced me. Like my godmom, she's so dope. When she first met me, she was just like, I didn't know what you were. I was identified. I just loved you.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, this is so sweet. You know? So I get mixed reactions. I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of times I've been saved because of the talent that I have. I went
Yeah.
into AME church and they're strict. They are strict up in there. They were a strict program. But I was able to walk up in there and film and do all types of stuff for them and work with them. Versus when I signed up for the Croc Center, I didn't have facial hair yet, but I'm a masculine presenting female. Ain't no stud, y'all. I'm 33. I can't be no stud.
Uh,
Can't.
I don't know the rules.
So I went to apply for the Croc Center. They said, you got the job. You look at your experience. You have great production skills. I come in for the interview, and I seen their faces when they saw me, and I sat down. And they pulled up the paper. They said, Janisha, is it? I said, yeah. All right. So we're going to give you a call back. We've seen your resume. We'll give you a call back. Mm-hmm. I already had the job.
Yeah.
They emailed me. I regret to inform you. I said, oh, my laptop. I ended up working for a better job anyway. Croc
Yeah.
Center, count your days in Sassoon City. Shoot, they're doing lawsuits and cancellations these days. I wish it was back then because I would have did
I mean.
it. Discrimination across the nation.
Discrimination.
Yeah. But
So do
yeah,
you ever feel like you have to choose between your faith and who you are?
they ain't changing for nobody. Listen, I am who I am. I am a Baptist heifer. I'm a Baptist lesbian, just like Whitney Houston mama. A Baptist lesbian. Okay?
Not
Sometimes
Whitney
I
Houston's
cuss,
mama.
but I cuss you out and I pray for you afterwards, okay? No, to be
Strike
quite
that
honest,
last comment from the record. No, just kidding.
record shows. But honestly, no. I've made a decision a long time ago. If God decides to change or tell me that I need to step away or whatever the case may be, I will. I definitely won't be straight. I'll be asexual.
Yeah.
Okay,
What do
I'll
you
be like
feel
John the
like
Baptist.
empowered that for you?
I think embracing myself, embracing who I am and who
Mhm.
God created me to be. He makes no mistakes. I
Yeah.
don't believe he made any kind of mistakes.
No, I agree. I feel like
Mhm.
that's what helped me 100%.
Right,
Because I have felt like I had to choose. I'm like, do I be myself or do I serve God? Because they tell you, you got to be Christ-like, and this is how Christ is, and that's what Christian literally means, right? And so I used to feel all this pressure, but I was like, but God made me exactly this way. All these characteristics that I have, all these talents and gifts that He made me this way. He
right.
doesn't make any mistakes.
Yeah.
So,
Let's say if I wasn't intending to be this way, it wouldn't be that way. And a lot of people think like, oh, sexual abuse. Child, when I was going through this shit, I didn't even understand what I was going through. I just knew I liked the women's.
yeah,
Okay? And it wasn't at the hand of a woman. Whatever happened, happened. But it didn't really hit me until I understood what it was. I was so young when everything kind of happened. And when I got older, like I think it was like middle school when I kind of realized what happened to me. And I'm like, it's kind of like the oh my god moment.
yeah,
Um, I was like, even before that, I liked women.
yeah. The thing is, I think our mind blanks out the realization of things in order for us to survive. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And I
Because
was
if you would have known what was happening, that would have
right.
been a darker time for you. You know what I mean?
It probably would have because I didn't understand. Like I never knew the concept of these kind of contents or topics because I
Mhm.
was taught that transactional love. You know what I mean? If you
Yeah,
do this, you love me. So that's all I knew. Just quiet as quiet, kept. I was
Yeah.
gonna be her, but I wasn't really enjoying it. It was just kind of like the hell. So I'm
Yeah.
just like, as an adult, it's like I don't choose no more because I'm not compromising for nobody or nothing. You know what I mean? So I don't want to go back to having a transactional or having a
Yeah.
choose in between and put on facade for this, for that, for this.
Yeah.
Because okay, say I turn straight, I'm still lying. I'm still gonna be whipping my head around at the next five.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Yeah.
ain't getting no babies out of me. So I will
No
give me
babies.
a surrogate and let
No
be a happy
babies.
husband in my corner, praising the Lord.
Not in the corner. Not in the corner. Uh, so, for people who may be struggling to understand differences like yours, what does respect actually look like in real life?
Respect is literally just minding your business. Like,
No, for real. Because you know what's funny? When I first met you at the Hill, I didn't care. I wasn't like, is that a boy or a girl? I don't know. Like it was none of my business. So I was like, hi, how are you? Yeah,
right.
you know,
Look, look.
nice to meet you. I think we bonded off of our fros. We both had
Oh
fros.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
ooh, nice hair, nice hair. Nah, nah,
And I
ooh.
was like, "Little sister, come on, bro."
We're brothers. We're
And
happy.
then they were good.
Da-da-da-da. I think that's what it was. We bonded off our fros, and it, like I said, didn't matter to me.
Right.
Um, Either or. Also, it didn't matter to me when it comes to the kids because kids have to learn there's people who are different around you. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what they identify as or what they are or what circumstances they are who they are, and you get to know them for who they are.
You what it is. It is what it is. I don't care if they say I'm a Michael Kors bag.
Oh,
Okay, you just a Michael Kors bag. You be
and
the greatest
is
Michael Kors bag that
and
you could.
always gonna be. No, just kidding. I'm this little metallic dog right here.
And if she
I'm a
wants to be a
sparkly.
metallic dog, she can be a metallic dog.
These are my little ears. No, just kidding.
Okay, Polar Express. No, I'm just
My
playing.
little ears. No, just kidding. Not the Polar Express. Don't do me like that.
I'm
I'll
just
take
playing,
Felicia
man.
first.
No, I ain't gonna call you no crackhead now. I ain't gonna call you no crackhead on the camera.
I forgot she was a crackhead. Okay, I just be
It's
calling her. I just
microwave.
be seeing my braids in my burgundy shirt that I be wearing, and I be like, "Dang, you look like Felicia, Felicia's cousin or somebody."
You don't look like Felicia. You don't do that.
Oh shoot!
Lord have mercy. But listen,
My
how many going
goodness,
dark and light skin all at the same time? Look, okay, this is
both of them. Both
neurodiversity,
of 'em.
y'all. ADHD. My bad,
The
y'all.
reality is, in this moment, what do you identify as, light skin or dark skin?
Both of them.
Both of them. See, there it is.
Yeah, the
All
dark
right. So,
green.
what would you say to someone who feels judged, misunderstood, or unseen because of who they are? What would you say to encourage them?
You are wonderfully and beautifully made. You were made in the image of God. God made no mistakes when He
Mhm.
made you. Baby, you be who you gonna be. Now, you light the world up with your presence. You make sure you good to people. You make sure you treat everybody kindly. And you do the best that you can do here. Because Auntie Pico love you. And this is my and God loves you. Okay? In my words of wisdom. You let that mustache take you down, girl. You put your
The beard. You gotta talk about the full. There are women who have PCOS who have a full beard. Okay, honey.
listen, and if you have a full beard and you got PCOS, baby, I'm jealous.
Uh,
Cause
why? Because you keep playing with it.
I can't do this. Y'all can. All I can do is this. That's all I
It
can
be
do.
the line for me when they do they blush and they got that sharp line. I be like, ooh, look you created a jawline.
I'm scared of you, girl. Listen, Embrace the skin you're in and the mustache that you have in the beard. Be you. Be beautiful. Easy peasy, beautiful cover beard.
Cover beard.
Mm.
That's going in the beard oil song.
And then L'Oreal or CoverGirl gonna send you a whole lawsuit.
But the song is different though.
Don't put my face on it. No, I'm
The
just
suit is part of the marketing because when it gets sued, it's gonna be in the news. And who they gonna know?
playing. All press is good
Hey
press.
Shea Butter. What they say? Um, all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, I should be a PR team. I'm just saying.
Okay. All right. So what is next for you?
What's next for me? I think I'm just going to further my education and working in the field with children with disabilities. Um, I also plan to expand a bit with PC visuals. I want to do more live events and get my gear up. You know what I'm saying? And then continue to be a light in the world. Continue to teach people about differences and continue to show up and advocate for my peoples and you know be a good person in the world and elevate. And then continue to do projects. I guess with this lady over here. I mean, I guess.
It's funny because your arrow for me is pointing in the opposite direction.
Oh,
You're good this way.
is that
Yeah.
better? I should have
Yeah.
asked you first. Which side are you on?
Which side you on? Whose side you on?
Who's bad?
We gotta keep it classy. This is the Car Love Talk Show. We are not on the after hours.
Come here, Pep.
I'm just kidding.
I guess I should introduce them to your estranged child.
Little Miss Pep.
Oh, shoot, Pep. Say hi.
You
Get
look
your
like what we doing?
She said, "What the hell's going on?" Say hi. That's her first child.
Peppa Pig.
She needs some Pampers. That's my daughter.
Your daughter. Your
Yeah,
daughter.
yeah. Ooh, not me
All
being on
right.
my charger.
Before we dive into what is next for this network, I want you guys to go ahead and follow follow her on IG. This is PC Visuals Instagram. Go ahead and follow. All right. I'm gonna leave that on the screen as I talk about what's next for the Carter Love Network. We do have a few little shorts on here. We have a short coming up with me and the kids, Snackies. We're working on the name. We're gonna be trying foreign snacks. They're super excited about it. The other thing is, of course, our Friday night talk show, which is the After Hours. This Friday, we will have our very first co-host. He will be hosting the Friday night episode. That's Ja. Woo! Shout out to Ja. Ja will be hosting the episode. We will be talking about villains again. So get ready. But this time we're talking about villains of scary movies. So that's Friday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I think that's it for what's next on the Carter Love Network. We are going to be also not adding, but we will be growing on Substack, but that is a process. So bear with me during that transition. But of course, we're still going to be here on YouTube. So now we're going to dive into our affirmations and close out. So you can go ahead and give your affirmations.
Bow your head.
The Bible said, "Watch and pray." So I'm gonna be right here. No, I'm just kidding.
Close your eyes and pretend you're closing them. Everyone pray. Okay. May the Lord. No, Lord, I just ask that you cover these people. Let the message of today infiltrate positivity in the word, even though I cussed a lot. I ask that you just put a covering and protection over everybody who feels unsafe, unheard, and unloved, that you just encamp them with your angels and just show them your love, joy, and your peace, your patience, your kindness, your goodness, self control. Fill them with the fruits of your spirit, God. And I ask that you continue to use me as a vessel to be a lesson and also to be a advocate for change and growth. I ask that you cover those who are dealing with depression, those who are fighting inner thoughts about themselves and putting themselves down, God. We ask that you just come against that and that you just fill them with affirmation and remind them that they belong to you and that they're beautiful and fearfully and wonderfully made. And these things I do pray and ask for. And thank you for using this podcast as a message and using it as a tool for people to do better and be better in their lives. Amen.
Amen. I mean, what affirmations do I have after that? Thank you guys for watching the Carter Love Talk Show. I almost said after hours, y'all. Ooh, let me remind myself where I'm at. Thank you for watching the Carter Love Talk Show. Make sure if you haven't already, you like, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you're notified every time we post a video here on the Carter Love Network. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, my loves. Bye bye.